How to be a footballer and a human being Jose Mourinho admires. Easy, just be Michael Essien. The Ghanaian midfielder was one of the most incredible players of the Golden Chelsea era, but is somewhat underrated now. Is it because his career turned into a hospital bed nightmare and he last played football in Azerbaijan? In this video, we'll give Essien his due and explain why he was so special that Jose even calls himself his white daddy. But first, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Your support keeps us making even more entertaining stories about the Premier League for you. Back to the video. 20 years ago, if you need a top player in the making, you had to call France champions Lyon. So Chelsea did, for months making expensive calls just to ask about Michael Essien. Lyon knew they had a top player on their hands, and Jose Mourinho knew the same. It took 5 failed offers and lots of cheeky insults from Lyon's president before one of the longest transfer sagas was over. Roman Abramovich started off by submitting a laughable £10 million only to end up paying the club's record £25 million. Mourinho was delighted. "I wanted Essien because he's the best you can get for that position." It took Ghanaian no time to win the trust of his new manager and the love of Chelsea fans alike. Internally, Essien got nicknamed the Bison for his relentless attitude and infinite endurance. In his first 3 seasons at Chelsea, Essien played almost every game from start to finish. No wonder he was among the Ballon d'Or nominees for 3 years in a row. In 2006-2007, Didier Drogba scored 33 goals for Chelsea, but the fans still voted Essien as the player of the year. He was the player that made the Blues tick, but what was he so good at? Basically, Essien was the engine. For Mourinho, he was part of a 3-man midfield, deployed between a more defensive John Obi Mikel and more offensive Frank Lampard. Kind of a Superman box-to-box. Apart from his midfield routine of winning the ball back and progressing it, he scored a couple of goals that make you go wow. His long-range effort against Arsenal is one of the best Premier League goals ever. Everything was going so well until what usually happened. Essien sustained an ACL injury on international duty. But the Bison was the Bison for a reason. Made in Accra streets, polished in a title-winning Lyon squad, and propelled to glory by Jose Mourinho, he was a tough nut to crack. Just in his second game after coming back from injury, he scored a crucial away goal in the Champions League against Juventus, aptly described as the defining moment of the tie by BBC. He then scored a banger against Barcelona in the semi-final, although the game is the best remembered for other reasons. That was Essien at his best. Unfortunately, the decline was just around the corner. When in 2012 the Blues eventually finally won the Champions League, the Bison didn't get a single minute in the final. Head coach Roberto Di Matteo trusted the old guard to beat Bayern Munich in their own stadium, but Essien watched the game from the bench. He was no longer the player he used to be as a result of 2 more knee injuries. Yet while Chelsea were parading around the Allianz Arena with the trophy, the Ghanaian had every right to join his teammates. His contribution was the entire 120 minutes in the crucial comeback against Napoli. But no longer vital to Chelsea, Essien had one person in his phone book who could count on him: Jose Mourinho. After all the injuries, the Bison actually got a promotion to a stronger team as he joined Real Madrid on loan. Essien was cutely comical in explaining why he took the step. "I was in my hotel room yesterday and got a call from my daddy, and he wanted to have me here. I will never say no to my daddy." Maybe if more Real Madrid players had considered Jose their daddy, the season wouldn't have gone in flames. While others rebelled, Essien kept running into the brick wall for Mourinho. In his final game for the club, the Ghanaian dedicated his goal to no one else but his head coach. And when only 2 Madrid players turned up for Essien's birthday, Mourinho was mad at the disrespect from his players. It must be noted that the Portuguese loves African players, but Essien simply stands out. "He was not my player, he is my son. I am his white daddy," Jose once proudly said. Part of the reason for this boundless affection is Essien's selfless nature. He was ready to play for his coach even on one leg. Jose's words, not ours. The other reason is the personal relationship they developed. Essien took Mourinho to his home in Africa, something Jose never forgot, as he said. He was probably the only one who took me to his real home, to the place he was born, to the street where he played football as a kid. He made me fall in love with Ghana. Is Michael Essien the reason why Jose Mourinho is so fascinated by Africa? Likely so. Apart from Ghana, the Portuguese has made trips to countries like Ivory Coast or Namibia. You know, the internet is full of praise and memories for Chelsea's old guard, John Terry, Frank Lampard, Didier Drogba, Petr Cech. Perhaps for their longevity. They are the first footballers that come to mind when you imagine José's Chelsea. But back in his prime, Michael Essien was arguably even more important to that team. John Obi Mikel played alongside his fellow African and knows the value. Essien never gets the credit he deserves. Every day he is there working, and what a human being. He is the train, he is the bison. Essien's final years as a footballer weren't as remarkable. After one last crack at top football at AC Milan, he traveled the globe, stints in Greece, Indonesia, and finally Azerbaijan, where he retired. Maybe that's not the career end he envisaged, but somebody whom Jose Mourinho admires doesn't need reassurances. And what are your memories of Michael Essien? Leave a comment below and share the video with your friends so more football fans can watch it. Thank you for your support, see you in other videos.